Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Forex Tech Magazine. You're here with your host, Lewis. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you had a great trading day. Hope you had an opportunity to get a lot of pips and make a lot of money. If you haven't, keep trying. Forex market is over 24 hours a day, so you still got opportunity out there. Hey, before we get too far into this, I'm going to throw out that disclaimer, and the disclaimer goes a little something like this. Any and all information that is shared with you through us should be considered to be, excuse me, for educational and entertainment purposes only. Nothing that we share should be considered to be financial advice. And if you are seeking financial advice, then our recommendation would be to seek out the assistance of a licensed, competent financial advisor. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get into what you came here for, and that is our 100 to 100,000 challenge. I put a little question mark right there. I just got lazy, didn't feel like writing challenge in there. And so, well, what is this? Everybody keeps saying, well, what is this? Well, what are you doing? What are you talking about here? 100 to 100K. What the hell is that? Well, this is what we did. We started out with $100 in the account. Actually, it was a little more than 100. It was $164 to be exact. And what we done is we took a position in the U.S. Canadian dollar. Well, actually, took a position in the Canadian dollar where we're long the Canadian dollar. As you can see by this chart, we have not been right because right now it is still moving down, right? But the game plan is that by the end of the week here, at least before we get that margin call, that the pair will correct itself, start moving in the right direction, turn this trade that is right now a negative trade, I think like down like $93 or some crap, turn it into a positive trade, and therefore we make money and then move on to the next trade. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, Lewis, you trade currencies. Why are you trading? Why are you just trading a flat Canadian dollar? Well, the reason I'm trading a flat Canadian dollar and not a spot Canadian dollar where it's paired up with someone else because I'm doing a futures contract. And the reason why I'm doing a futures contract because this is a micro futures contract where it gives me a tremendous amount of leverage and ability to take a position for a small sum of money and to be able to leverage that to so what would normally be maybe like 10 cents a pip is actually $1 a pip based off of the account value. So what we want to do is leverage this as much as possible, ramp it up over the next 30, 60 days, and see if we can't turn this $164 into actual money, real money, like spendable coins, like money that I could actually do something with, like actually buy something, right? But for right now, at the exact moment, we are taking it on the chin, as you can see, so to speak. But let's get into why we took this trade. Let's look at the dynamics of this and why we still believe that this trade, even though we haven't hit a margin call yet, is still going to be profitable for us, right? One of the things that you can kind of look at here on the screen and kind of point to real quick is we have our support and resistance lines. And remember what we said earlier about support and resistance lines, how important they are for them to be on the screen whenever you're going to do a trade. And the reason being is because they help you identify where you're at currently in the market, right? You don't want to buy near resistance, and you definitely don't want to try to sell near support unless you know something that the rest of us don't know, like there's a breakout or a big move is going to be moving lower. If that's the case, then it's absolutely what you want to do. But in normal conditions, 99% of the time or 90% of the time, what you want to do is you want to look to sell that into resistance and buy going into support. So that's why we have our handy dandy support resistance lines up. Now we also, you'll notice here is a trend line, right? That's moving across the screen here, and you kind of see where price touched off on this trend line before in the past and kind of went up, right? The reason why we do the trend line is because price can move only in three directions, right? It moves up, it moves down, and it moves sideways. That's it. It doesn't move counterclockwise to the fifth, whatever. It just up, down, sideways. That's it. And really, at any given time, it's moving a variation of the three, right? So it's moving up and to the side, right? Or it's moving down into the side, right? And sometimes it has an extreme slope on it, right? And usually if you got those extreme angles on there, it usually means that there's a big move that happened pretty quickly, fairly quickly, and you can kind of expect that price is going to come back from that move at some point. now that we understand why we have the lines drawn out on the screen that we have, now we can also look at some of these technical indicators that we have here as well. So we have the RSI and we have the stochastics oscillator. Now, I normally don't trade with RSI or stochastic oscillator. These are things that I kind of add in, after the fact, like after I've already kind of looked at the chart and kind of got a good idea as far as what direction is going to be trending, or it is trending at the moment. And then I will kind of look at these indicators here just to kind of gauge a little bit about the price action. Are people buying into this position or people selling out of the position, right? If people are buying in, especially when you get to these little U-turn points where you're coming up on a trend line, right? Or if you're coming up on a resistance line, then when you start seeing extreme positioning within a RSI or stochastic oscillator, those are key points to kind of give you confirmation that, hey, you know what? I may actually be doing the right thing here. I might actually be in a position to make some money here, right? So these are things that you want to kind of look at when you're going through your trade, okay? So this right here is a daily chart. I do not trade out the daily chart. I do look at the daily chart though to kind of give me an idea of the overall direction. And when I look at this right here, and let's kind of minimize this right here for a second. Right, this price had originally was coming down. It went back up. It looks like it's going back up. Blah, blah, blah. Looks like it was trading or trending sideways for a little while until September 30th when it starts to make this track up, right? One thing we know, just by looking at this too as well, oops, let me get back out of here, is how price has been reacting to these support and resistance lines over time, right? We can see here where this right here is a hard resistance where price came up, hit it, and broke back down. Price came in here and treated this as a support level at one point, went back up to try to retrace their resistance, pushed back down again, and then the same line here that was once support now began to act as resistance, right? And push price down to a lower level of support, right? Before price pushed back up again, hit that level of resistance, came back down to support, came back up, broke to a lower level of support, right? And now we got where price is coming up, and this is around the area where I got into this position. Price hit that level of support, resistance, pushed back down, came off that trend line, and then pushed back up through this level of resistance. Now, so to kind of give you, once again, a reasoning as far as why I got into this market is because when I saw it hit this level of resistance, right, and I saw it hit this resistance level over here and over here, right, that's twice where it hit the same level of resistance and price made a U-turn, right, and started trending back down, and it came all the way back down to this level of support on both times. So they gave me cause to say, hey, you know what, this could happen again. This could be what's in the making right now at this moment. Right, and that's one of the reasons why I got into this trade. Now, did price actually do this? Of course not. Why would it? I'm trying to make money. Yeah, the market doesn't want to see me make money. Yeah, of course not. It likes to see me broke and miserable and begging for change by the highway. But whatever, right? So that's the reason why I got into this position. Of course, like I said before, it did not pan out the way we anticipated. Price has since pushed through the resistance here, right? And I kind of knew that, okay, I had a contingency plan in place. Normally I put in a hard stop and just say, hey, you know what, price goes through, or price doesn't react the way I'm going to, anticipate, I'm going to do a hard stop and get out. But this particular case right here, I did not. And one of the reasons being is just because I kind of anticipated that it may push through resistance. And if it did, there was going to be a pullback, right? And so that's kind of what we're waiting on right now, the pullback, right? And as you can see, price went up over the last couple of days. You see a little indecision candlestick here for yesterday's trading. And now you start to see where we're just making this new candlestick as of today. This is 5 p.m. as today, Eastern Standard Time. So the real trade or the real play on this particular currency pair is going to be over the next 48 to 72 hours, right? Or at least 24 hours, 24 to 48 hours, right? Because right now, if we got a situation where price has kind of went up and it's an indecision where the buyer's not really making a decision on it, the seller's not really making a decision on it. It's already passed up through what once was resistance. It's making its way to what was a super resistance or a heavier resistance that was prior, right? One of two things is going to happen. A is going to touch this resistance and then begin to make a move back, or B, it's just going to go ahead and pull back a little bit now. And the reason why I'm thinking it's more so is going to be pull back a little bit now because price has been making a strong move over the last couple of days. And just like anything that exerts effort on something for an extended period of time, you're going to have to take a breather at some point. All right. And so I think, in just my own professional opinion, that price has been exerting effort. The bulls have been coming in and pushing this thing up over the last couple of days. At some point in time, please, Lord, tomorrow, now, right? Price is going to pull back, and then that's going to give us an opportunity to either close out this trade with a profit or move our stop loss down, put in a risk-free trade, and just kind of see where this thing takes us. If we're going to go all the way back to the trend line and then bounce up, or if we're going to go through the trend line and then continue our trek down. Now, in order for that to happen, a couple of things will need to kind of come into place and fall into place for us really big time if price is going to actually do an actual reversal. And I think some of that's going to be some more information, some more clarity is going to have to come out with the whole that new NAFTA deal, the new trade agreement that the U.S. has with Canada. Some real clarity is going to have to come out with that. Oil is going to have to do a what's that? A 180 is going to have to rebound, right? Is it possible? It's possible. Is it probable? I don't know, but we'll see. That's just for it to make a real positive move going back in the opposite direction. As you can see right here, this is the chart on oil, right? And this is the dollar chart. So I'm just looking at this right here. I put in my smart fibs on this one right here, right? Just kind of see where we're at. It's already made its D extension completion, right? So it's just overextended in my own personal opinion right now, right? So being that it's overextended, it is prime opportunity for this thing to actually boost back up. And then not only that, if you look at your RSI, you'll see that we're extremely oversold. RSI is at 19, okay? So given the fact that RSI is over 19, also looking at the stochastics oscillator, looks like we're going into a buy position here, right? It's doing a crossover. That gives pause to say that, hey, oil, something is happening to oil. People see it's too low. Not saying that it could not go lower, because Lord knows we have seen oil go lower than this before in the past. But it does indicate that we may have found an appropriate bottom for oil here, or not. You just never know about these things. So if you look at here in the past, this is on a monthly chart. Boom, and I'm just going off of the highs that were here. This is a resistance area here in the past, right? Boom, put it in, lines up perfectly with where we are right now. So this could very well be a good area of support, right? And it also could very well be an area of non-support. Oil could continue to go straight through there and to, of course, ruin my trade. So there's some areas right there where oil could break to, right, and continue on a downward move. And this is a monthly chart, and according to the monthly chart, it does look pretty crappy for oil right now, right? But looking at the daily chart, bam, ba-dow. Looks like, there could be some overselling here on the daily chart. And that could mean that, hey, you know what? There should be a little bit of relief in this for shortly. And if it is, hey, who am I to stop the markets from doing what it wants to do and make me money, right? I love money, right? I love to make money. I don't love money. Just love to make it. What else we got here? This is the hourly chart. The same oil. Let's see here. Blah, 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 blah. Just looking at this real quick. Looking at some stuff real quick here, folks. Blah, 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 blah. RSI still in the sell territory, blah, 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 but it's coming up. So yeah, over the next 24, 48, it's going to be real interesting just to even see how this oil plays out, because in order for it to actually be making any type of a move up, we need to see higher highs and higher lows. This is your low here. Here, of course, is the next high up. So this next low, whew, Lord, please don't let this thing go below this line. Should be somewhere around here, right? And then the high continues up, right? So once again, the catalyst that we're looking for is improvement in oil and some type of clarification about what's going on with this Canada NAFTA agreement deal to really kind of add a spark to our Canadian dollar trade. Now, let's jump over to the economic information, right? Economic calendar. And let's just see if there's any news that's going to be coming out over the next day or so that's going to help us with our trade. Okay. The Lord knows we can use all the help we can get. Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Come on, go back up, go back up, go back up. There we go. Eastern Standard Time. Let's see here. Wednesday is already done. Came and gone. Great British Pound got oops. Sorry. Thursday. Let's see, Thursday, what do we got? Auto sales. Aha, here we go. So we do have some stuff coming out Thursday, but it is 8:30 in the morning. It's gonna be some low-level stuff. Not anything that's really going to crush it. Oh, here you go. Existing home sales. That could definitely have an effect on our Canadian dollar and any other Canadian dollar pair out there, right? Trying to find out what that economy is doing, how is it being affected with everything that's going on. Let's see here. So really, the main focal point will be the information that's coming out tomorrow around about 9 a.m. There's some other stuff that's coming out around 8:30 in the morning, and then of course there's some information that's coming out on Friday. But I would probably pay more attention to the information that's coming out around about 9. There's going to be more. More valuable information for that pair. Now, you may be trading something totally different than what I'm trading, and if you are, that's fine. Remember, this right here is just me, one man's insane quest to see how far he can flip a dollar, right, in this market, and see if it's actually doable. And I think it is. But the only way to really tell is if we do it, and that's the reason why for the challenge. And I welcome each and every one of you to tune in every weekday as I go through the trades and look at what we've done and cover where we're at, and potentially cry my eyes out because I lost money that I don't want to lose. But whatever. So anyway, this is the hour chart of the excuse me, U.S. Canadian dollar. As you can see, oh, sorry, I need some water. It's just trading sideways right now. It's not really doing any damn thing, right? It's just going sideways. And so if it's going sideways like that, 9 times out of 10, it is right coiling energy, right? You ever thought about that before? You ever heard that before? So let's look at a Bollinger Band and see what we're doing here. And I will tell you this right here, my expectation is for the pullback, all right? If I can get the pullback, like I said, get us out, not looking for price to U-turn. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, so price is definitely consolidating. It's going sideways. It's kind of indecision right now. Doesn't really know what it wanted to do, and because once again it's not pressing through this resistance right here. I mean, it's pressed up through it, don't get me wrong, but now if it pressed up through it, it's just kind of moving sideways. That lets me know that some of the momentum that was carrying it through the market has waned off. Now that's not to say some information or some news might not come out and all of a sudden give it new life, and all of a sudden that's thing like pumping again, right? But for right now, it's letting me know that, hey, whatever it was that got this thing going, got its juices flowing, has kind of waned off at the moment. And it sounds like that you can look for this thing to pull back for a little bit, right? And another little analogy that I like to use is think about it like this right here. If you took a really deep breath, right, and then you blew it all the way out, like, blew it all the way out, right? Blew your lungs all the way out, right? At some point in time, you're going to have to breathe back in to refill your lungs. Right? Same thing happens with the market. All right, you get a really good push, a really good move up, or a really good move down, right? And just the market exhaling. That's all it is, right? And at some point in time, the market has to go back and it has to inhale before it continues to do this next exhale. And that's what we're seeing right now. The market has exhaled. We're waiting for the inhale, and hopefully it takes a deep freaking breath so that way I can get out of this thing positive and get into my next currency pair, which I should have traded in the first place, which I was planning on trading, but I didn't trade like a dumbass, which was the Aussie US dollar. And at any rate, sorry about that, guys. That's my phone going off again today. But anyway, that's pretty much it for me for this freaking episode here, right? Please join back again tomorrow, and if you haven't already, please follow us on Twitch. Follow us also on Facebook. You can check us out on Instagram, and you can look at us on our YouTube as well. All these videos and stuff are reposted. The cool thing about Twitch, it allows us to put up our videos for a couple of days, but because we copy the same videos that we put up a couple of days, we copy them to our YouTube page, and so they're there for infinity and beyond. Also, too, if you're up early in the morning, you can't sleep, you got insomnia, you like me, you just don't know what to do with yourself, check us out, because that's when we do our London Day Trade Open, right? We go in there and we do a lot of trading as far as with the Great Britain pound, just based off of what our anticipation is going to be for the market for that day. Love to have you guys sit in on those, and it's a great opportunity to learn more about trading and just learn more about trading techniques. So anyway, listen, it's been a blast. I have fun. Thanks you guys for tuning in. I'm about to get out of here and pray that this thing moves down. Not really. It's going to move down. Trust me. I'm an expert here. Anyway, I will see you guys back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Anyway, take care. Be safe. Also, I like to leave you with something positive. As always, I like to leave you something positive, right? Zig Ziglar had a really good quote, and he said that if you help enough people in life get what they want out of life, then you can get everything you want out of life, which I really believe that. So, if you have knowledge or something that you can do, that you can give, or a way that you can give back to help somebody else, then, oh, I'm sorry. Hey, what's going on, guys? Yeah, if you if you have some way that you can give back and help other folks, give back to them and help other folks. Trust me, it's something that will come back to you in droves, right? It was a time in my life when I didn't have much and I needed someone to help me, and somebody reached down and helped me and gave me my start. And if you can do the same for someone else, do it. Trust me, you won't regret it. I've helped a lot of people over my lifetime, and I'm telling you, I've never regretted it. Although I kind of wonder why I did for some folks. But anyway, guys, it was fun talking to you, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. Stay safe. Bye now.